fucking even the Warriors, as good as Steph Curry's been, who I think should be finished second in MVP at this point.
I agree with you. Without a doubt.
Yeah, I don't. That team sucks. Like Wiggins, Oubre,
bro. When he don't play well,
oh my god,
they get housed.
Yeah, it's bad.
They lose by like.
And he's allowed to have his bad games.
Yeah.
You know, he's averaging 31.5 points, which is crazy. But I mean, I expected this. I was having plenty of arguments. My friends telling me, "Oh, this season defines Steph Curry." I'm like, listen, like, no, it doesn't. He's proved. I think he's the best point guard ever.
Interesting.
Yeah, not great. I mean, or maybe great. Yeah, best, greatest, whatever. Because if you're gonna say Magic but fuck the height difference. Like if you're building a team, sure, I want to be mad at you picking the 6'9" point guard. But who's better than Steph Curry? I don't think there's ever been anyone better than Steph Curry.
We've never seen anyone like him at that position and then shooting from 35 feet.
Yeah, I think
that's a good shot.
I think he's the best. I think no one changed the game like he did. First ballot Hall of Famer, obviously. I think he's the best point guard ever.
Bro, I said this, I think, in 2018. He's in my Mount Rushmore of most influential basketball players of all time.
Yeah, of course. It's not. I think he's the most influential.
Might be.
He might even be over Jordan. Well, it's tough because Jordan did usher the big man. Well, he didn't even usher it. He was just a guard winning in a big man era. So he didn't even change it because it was still a big man era the whole time he was there.
Right. You would always take the big over the guard in drafts.
And he just kept winning, and everyone's like, how the fuck is he doing this? You're supposed to go big. But he didn't even change it. You know what I'm saying? Because he was the only – it was like him and Clyde Drexler. You know, there's a few other guys.
Right, but you always saw guys of that kind of mold, right? Like Dr. J was a guy who's super explosive and with the dunks and very flashy, right? And then – fast forward to MJ, and then from there you get like Kobe. I literally just finished watching The Last Dance again. Like today, I was watching it again. But Curry, dude, first of all, every team now shoots so many threes, right? Like the whole game has changed because of the Splash Brothers, because of Curry and that Warriors team.
And it's crazy. They haven't led the league in 3-point attempts in years.
They just shoot such a high percentage.
Yeah, they changed the game for everyone else. It's like, oh, y'all still gonna shoot more than us. Like the Rockets led when Harden was there, they were shooting the most threes, more like by a wide margin compared to the Warriors. The Warriors like, all right, we just gave y'all the blueprint, but like you're just not gonna do it the way we do it. And look, they shoot less threes than everybody, but you got Clay who's hitting 45, Curry 45%, Curry's hitting 44, KD's hitting his usual 40. Like, of course, you don't need to take 60.
Everybody wants to have shoot all these threes, right? Oh, we want to duplicate Golden State.
But they don't have the personnel for it.
Yeah, good luck, bro. They got the two best shooters ever.
It's like, that's why. That's why it worked.
You throw in KD also. It's unstoppable, bro.
Nah, it is. I mean, the whole, like, more influential is crazy because, like, MJ is beyond sneakers. Like I was actually rewatching the documentary they did on the Dream Team. And, like, in Barcelona, like, he's a fucking god in Barcelona. Like, I don't think Steph Curry's going to get the same amount of love. Like, I'm from Cyprus, a little country this big on the map. My little cousin knows who Michael Jordan is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He might know who Steph Curry is now because, like, you know, if you follow basketball, you know who Steph Curry is. But, like, I'm talking about my father who doesn't know anything. When Kobe died, we were at work watching Jordan speak about it. He's like, oh, look, it's Jordan. Look, it's Jordan. My dad can barely speak English, but he knows who Michael Jordan is.
Yeah.
Like, he does not know who Steph Curry is. Mind you, I'm watching basketball at the diner all day. He doesn't know who Steph Curry is, but everyone knows who Jordan is, especially with the sneakers and the whole culture. Like, he's so important. Like, I think he's the GOAT, but he might be the most influential. He has to be.
I mean, bro, he really birthed the signature sneaker for everybody, right? Like, there's no Kobe's, there's no LeBron's, Durant's. Kyrie got a line too.
I mean, they all have sneakers. The Kobe's were always dope. LeBron's were dope until I think he left Miami. When he went back to Cleveland, then like I didn't really, because I don't keep up with sneakers, so I don't like his sneakers after he left Miami. But he had some dope ones. KD always had really good ones, but it's never gonna be. It's like the magnitude of Jordan's. It's too late. Like this guy retired in like 2003. And he's releasing the same shit. He's just retroing them again. Dude. And they're selling out in seconds.
Yo, it's so wild,
It's insane. It's going to happen forever. Even after he passes away.
He makes hundreds of millions of dollars, and he hasn't played in 20 plus years because of the sneakers.
It's absolutely insane.
It's wild. That's what was so crazy, man. When you talk about, like, influence, right? It's weird because we live in an influencer era now with social media. But, dude, back then, bro, they would... Like, it seemed as if they were a rock and roll band everywhere they went. And, like, Jordan was the lead singer. Like anywhere they went, it was just so wild. And
Yeah,
to
people
see
like
that
passing
shit,
out and like people just like running up to him. People just like complete in awe and like starstruck. You just see him like on the bus, you know what I'm saying, or like driving around. Like my cousin saw him when they were playing the Knicks in the cities outside of the hotel, and they knew where like, the hotel they were staying at. And him and my two cousins were waiting outside, and Jordan legit gets off the bus and starts walking in. I mean, this is what he told me. I'm gonna believe him, obviously. Like, why would he lie about this? But he said he sees Jordan walking off the fucking bus, and like he was like 8. I mean, died. He's the reason I'm a Knicks fan. He's like, yo, I didn't know what to do. Like, he just froze. He's like, yo, like, I'm seeing Michael Jordan walk in front of me. And then Jordan just looked at him and, like, had nodded and just walked away. And he was like, I couldn't move. Like, it was like staring at Medusa, bro. Like,
dude, one of my dad's really good friends from Greece moved to the States in, like, the early 80s. He got a job in Atlantic City as a blackjack dealer. Mm-hmm. And he was there the night that Jordan left to go to AC with his pops when they were playing the Knicks.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And it was like, oh shit, is he fatigued because of the Knicks defense, or is it because he was out and then he dropped like 55 the next game against the Knicks?
As usual.
But he was over there and he was saying how it was, at first it was just him and his pops, and then word started spreading like wildfire, just like word to mouth, like, yo, MJ's here, and then it was just chaos.
Like, it's imagine how harder it was for word to spread back then.
Yeah. Dude, like, you would have to wait until the next day to get your news.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like some shit happens. That's why it's like a gift and a curse, right? Like people have weird relationships with social media, something we talked about on the Patreon too. Like, what's your relationship with social media? It's a question I always ask, and I always get fascinating answers. But the best thing about social media is, like, God forbid some like state of emergency goes down.
No.
You'll know in 2 minutes. Oh, my mom was telling me, like, in the 90s and sure, in the 80s, some shit would happen at 10 in the morning. You didn't hear until the 5 p.m., 6 p.m. prime time news. It's like, yo, you have to wait all the time.
And for all we know, this murderer could be on the loose.
Bro, murderer, she grew up during the Son of Sam. That shit just dropped on Netflix. I'm about to, like, queue it up and watch it.
It's a new one?
Yeah, it's a new series. It's like a 4...
You need to watch the movie based on it. Summer of Sam. It's a Spike Lee movie. Fire.
Yeah, you want to hear a funny story? Junior year in high school, me and John Selvins, he was just on the pod. We had to do we read there was a Son of Sam and Yankees, like that.
Yeah, there was a documentary. Yeah.
So someone wrote a book, forgot the name of it, but it all makes sense why I forgot the name of it. The principal of Bryant came into the class one day. He's like, oh, Son of Sam, I remember that. So me and John, we didn't read the book. We came up with this like bullshit Spark Notes ass reading. So the principal goes to John. He goes, oh man, what was the name of? He's like, hey John, what was the name of the Son of Sam killer? And he goes, Sam Berkowitz. He's like, that was his name, because it was like.
It was Berkowitz. I forgot his first name, but Berkowitz's last name. But his name's not Sam.
But I think it was like David was his first
David
name.
Berkowitz or John. Yeah, I think it was David. David Berkowitz. Yeah.
And John was like, oh yeah, man, my bad. I'm just having a long day. And me and John just started laughing, bro. We got like an A on the project. It was dope because we did like a whole pinstripe backdrop and shit. We're both Met fans. So like, fuck you, yo. Our teacher was a Yankee fan. We're like, yo, we'll get some style points. But it was so funny. And the reason why I bring that up is because like my mom was, I think, 10 or 11 when that was going on. And she was saying how her friends that she would play basketball with that were like 13, 14 and shit. And even like one of like her aunt, which would be my great aunt, they were so worried because that shit was running wild in like Queens and shit, you know, like any woman, and those that aren't familiar with the story, is like this dude was like getting preached by like his neighbor's dog and shit. It was like some kid.
He said the devil was in the dog.
And he would only kill brunettes.
Yeah.
And my mom is a brunette. And she's like, yo. So, and like the youngest girl that died was like a 12-year-old. My mom was like, oh my God.
Oh yeah, he ain't care. Yeah.
So my mom was saying how, imagine like if something like that, God forbid, was to happen now, you'd know about that shit. It's like, yo, there's someone crazy on Steinway Street, bro. Watch out.
Citizens
app. Fucking Twitter.
Citizens app is crazy.
Citizens app is wild.
Bro, me and Chris are in the garage hanging out, watching TV, and we both got Citizens app. It goes off at the same time, right? I'm like, guys, something in the neighborhood's going on. Right? It's like right before the quarantine. We're watching the fucking, or maybe during quarantine, we were watching the Tiger King shit, right? And it says, man with gun, right? And the address is up the block from my house. So and we see the map. I'm here, and the dot is right here. And me and Chris look at each other, and the garage door was closed. I'm like, yeah, what do we do? Like, do we open it? But apparently, there's a man with a gun up the block from my crib.
Why the fuck would you open it?
To see if he's gonna shoot. I don't know. I don't want to just get shot through garage and I see it. But we didn't hear nothing. Like, it went away. But I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, if it's true, this guy has a gun. You know, a firecracker might go off, and they're gonna be like, oh, someone's gonna report it. Man shoots a gun, whatever. But we see it, and the guy's like walking. We see the dot moving. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, this guy's carrying a gun, walking in front of my crib. I was like terrified. I'm like, yo, this dude has a gun.
Yo, I run throughout Astoria sometimes, and I'll take like I'll go down 21st, and then I'll loop around down 20th Ave, and then I'll go like into like East Elmhurst, go down McClancy. Bro, I went running down like Broadway, and we both went to Bryan and shit, and there was like that one deli by the train station. Everyone would be like, don't go there by yourself. There's always chaos and shit. The projects are literally on the same block as our fucking high school. Yo, I get home, I take a shower, shooting at the deli.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, that was fucking 12 minutes ago. I'm like, oh my God.
No, it's crazy. Yeah.
By the way, haven't went running since.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck that.
Stay home. It's not worth it.
Stay at home. Jesus, it's crazy. But yo, going back to like, the whole like the reason why we got like super sidetracked, but talking about like Jordan and like the influence, right? I don't think it's comparable, bro. I don't think you can. I think he was in such a different level because now you have like fucking Stacy down the block is an influencer and like 3 million people know who she is. Where back then you didn't have anything besides like an article from Sports Illustrated and if people watch you on TV.
See, but that's the thing. That's another thing that I think made Jordan look a little better. Because, like, this Last Dance brought a lot to light where, like, he was probably a piece of shit. Like, he was not that good a person. Like, me and my friend Albert, we discussed, like, Jordan, Kobe a lot, right? And he's like, yo, when I say the GOAT, greatest of all time, he's like, I'm talking about greatest person, greatest, like, everything combined. And he's like, off the court, Kobe's greater than Jordan. He's like, fuck the sneakers, right? Fuck the championships. He's like, everybody loves Kobe. People that still hate Jordan. He's like, kids growing up adore Kobe. Kobe with the charitable work, and we see the family man, and we see like the endless amount of work he's put in. And he played longer than Jordan. He played 20 years. Like, he put in pain. Tore Achilles coming back. Kobe's put in pain his whole life. Broken finger. So it's like, yo, like, he tells me all the time, he's like, yo, Kobe's the GOAT. I'm like, I say GOAT.
And even like, you know, this is always a tricky subject, but when he had the allegations against him,
Yeah.
he really owned up to it.
Yeah.
He was like, yo, I made my mistakes. He paid for it.
Yeah, he didn't shy away from nothing.
He didn't like, try to shove it. He's like, yo, man, I'm going to just deal with it.
And so to him, he's like, yo, like, Kobe. See, when I say GOAT, I'm talking about just like what you do on the court. And then a little bit what you do off the court, right? But if you're talking about like the greatest person, like, it's between LeBron and Kobe, probably. You know what I'm saying?